I am on vacation. And to quote Lizzo, it's about damn time.
When I never felt bad, come on, yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Not that I've been gone, but it's my yearly anime update. I say yearly because I kind of looked at my channel and my history, and I think I made a video about the anime that I've been watching about a year ago. So I'm gonna call it my yearly anime update. So when we last spoke about anime, I talked about a couple of series that I had either finished or was in the process of finishing, and I wanted to actually start with one that I had started, and I changed my mind. I am no longer hooked. A Certain Magical Index was, to begin with, an interesting concept, an interesting series. However, my opinion has changed. Why feature a character that you have abandoned or left in the wings? You're gonna say, well, no, she's there, she's in the background, she's always hungry. But Index never appears. She's hidden. Like, we feature more storyline about all the other characters, and there are spin-offs, but I wanted to see a series about her, not all the secondary characters. So, like, to use a comparison, take One Punch Man. One Punch Man has a plethora of characters, a plethora of secondary characters, and they are fantastic. And they have storylines. But the main character is still there. He hasn't disappeared. I mean, it's called One Punch Man, and he will appear in the series. So, Certain Magical Index disappointed me. I think we finished the second season, my husband and I. I went, nope, not for me. He even offered to have me watch the spin-offs. Nope, because the only characters I kinda sorta liked in that series was Kaori. I love her cosplay. Her costume is amazing, and I kind of like Steel. I never know how to pronounce his name. But I found the story a bit convoluted, and it, there was churches and branches of the church and supernatural, and it just got too much. Hunter x Hunter. Now, I can't remember how far I was in the last video. I actually rewatched it to make sure that I wasn't spoiling anything. But I finished Hunter x Hunter, and I cried like a little baby. Yeah. Now, I cried, but in all seriousness, the way they addressed mental illness in this series, especially in the last season, was beautifully done. I mean, if you are a spoiler Puritan, avert your eyes and your ears, skip forward, but I'm not divulging much. Aluka, in Killua's sibling, everybody thinks Aluka is deadly, is horrible, is a nuisance, is a threat to everything and everyone around them. But Killua is the only one who gets them. And towards the end of the season, there's an interaction between both of them, and you discover that you cannot love someone. You cannot say that you love someone if you are not willing to accept their mental health issues. And you're going to say, you understood that from the ending? Yes, because pretty much that's what it was, at least my interpretation of it. So, and it wasn't heavy-handed. It was subtle, and it's possible that not many got it, not many understood, but it those who know, you know. And then we watched something that I didn't think I was going to like. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. It's cute. It's so cheesy, it's cute. It's adorable. Who doesn't want a demon as a grandfather? Once again, I'm not spoiling a whole lot, but there's this human kid who gets adopted by a demon lord or a demon, and he adopts him as his grandkid, and he goes to school. Hilarity ensues. And I kind of like the paths the storyline takes. It's very interesting. It's light. It's not super intense. Yes, there's some serious bits, but it's never done, to the detriment of the humor and the comedy involved. So it's cute. I liked it. It was fun. It was cheesy. And skip the soundtrack because, honestly, it's not the best that anime had to offer. Just saying. We finally watched the first part of Jojo Stone Ocean. I have some questions. Why does everyone speak Japanese in Florida? And secondly, why do I always get frustrated watching Jojo to the point I want to throw something heavy to my screen? I like it because it kind of feels like Golden Wind, the one with Journo or whatever his name is, and it's a slow build. You get to discover more aspects about the character and secondary characters, and it's not immediately all in your face all in one shot. It can be frustrating because you spend 3 episodes on a character discovering their power, and then you go. I mean, could you have spent maybe 1 episode? But so it's a bit frustrating because they kind of stretch. So it feels a bit like that in that respect. But we're waiting. We're waiting for part 2, and yeah. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is very JoJo-esque. You can play it on repeat with all the other songs. It is fantastic. And now for something completely different. Nisikoi. Now, when my husband suggests anime to watch, there's usually something fantasy-oriented, some type of double world, a person gets sent to another dimension type of reality. Nisikoi is not one of those. I have another question. Are all boy-girl relationships in Japan that complicated? I mean, Raku and Chitoge are a cute couple, but how many more female characters can you smush into a harem anime? You don't need to answer that. It's cute, but I find myself screaming at the screen, tell her you love her! How long can a character spend bottling emotions up? Once again, you don't need to answer that. When we finished Jojo, we were looking for something to fill the void, and we came across a show called Gentama. It is very episodic. You can watch 1 episode and not be completely confused if you don't watch it for 2 weeks. You pick up where you left off, and it is 1, maybe 2 episodes at the most, and that's it. That's all. Very episodic, very light, but heavy on the exaggerations. Extra exaggerated, for good measure. It pokes fun at other animes and Japanese pop culture references for those who are into it. And the main character, my interpretation of him, Gintoki, is very much the hero who does not want to be the hero unless being a hero pays the rent. Finally, Demon Slayer. Why did I wait so long to watch this? It is so very, very catchy, totally bingeable. Every episode ends with not a world-ending cliffhanger, but just enough to lure you in and make you watch that extra episode when you should be going to bed. My favorite character so far is Tengen or Tenjin. You know, the French teacher in me sees the E after the G and wants to make it like a soft G, Tenjin, you know, en français. But I love him because he's flashy. Everything needs to be fabulously flashy, and whatever you do is not important unless it is flashy. I love him. I love him. He has sass, he has character. I love him. And I'm trying to cosplay as another character, and I'm building that cosplay as we speak, or at least I'm going to try to build cosplay. And she is going to appear in the next season, which is currently underway, and the trailer's already out. But my biggest issue with this series, just like Hunter x Hunter, the exponential progression of boss strength is ridiculous. I get it. The storyline is constructed so we realize that more and more teamwork is necessary, and collaborative efforts between characters are required to take down the main guy. But what are you going to need to take down that Michael Jackson Muzan character? I mean, a raid party of 40 heavy on the healers? Unless you go with an even distribution of tanks and DPS, I don't know, maybe it's a thought, but I digress. Like, I get it. He's bad, he's the baddest of the baddies, but you know, after you've watched the Entertainment District story arc and you see everything that the characters have gone through, you kind of start to wonder how overpowered Muzan is. So, but it's a fantastic series and I love it. The animation is chef's kiss. It is brilliant. So that was my anime review so far. I am planning on watching more anime during my summer break because, you know, I have time now. So share in comments if you've watched any of these animes. Please share with me your suggestion of series to watch. I'm always looking for new series to watch. And on that lovely note, folks, have yourselves a lovely day.